I think the keyboard will go away. I think that the capabilities of the tablet are just phenomenal. In terms of a collaboration tool, more and more capabilities are brought faster and faster to bear on the tablet, which, if you look at the evolution of the piece of the laptop, bringing the same capabilities to the laptop, they're still not there. There's still laptops that don't have the capabilities of a tablet. So when you see that type of investment in R&D going into the underlying hardware as a platform, the applications quickly follow. The innovation on the applications quickly follow. And so, we're spending a lot of time trying to determine, beyond a standard client and collaboration tool, what other applications will make sense, and how can we make the best use of the underlying hardware and capabilities that brings to the market to deliver more value, more tools to the enterprise user. Aside from security, though, I think the other issue around tablet adoption, the thing that maybe prevents mass adoption, is serviceability. Because these are expensive devices, and let's face it, your user community isn't always the gentlest with the technology that they use. So when a device breaks, especially if it's a device that holds both personal and business data, who's responsible for fixing it and servicing it? So I think those are some things that are still being wrestled with. In terms of managing the personal and business aspects of the use of the platform, we're looking into some of this stuff as well. And one of the things that we're actually have some pilots running on is virtualizing the mobile handset, and virtualizing we're looking at virtualizing the tablet as well, so that you could actually have a unique identification associated with your business applications as well as your personal applications, and also make servicing of those applications of a business use a little bit more feasible. The major challenge with that today is that, as it relates to real-time applications, it's a bit of a technology leap that we need to make.
There's a question here about mobile middleware. Is mobile middleware to render corporate apps out to mobile devices necessary anymore? Apps like CRM, field service. So that touches on mobile middleware, a term that Gartner coined. I don't know how long it's going to stick, though. But it's called Mobile Enterprise Application Platform, or MEAP. And so there's also new categories emerging. Not really new, but it's new label. It's called Mobile Consumer Application Platform, and so that's all about mobile middleware. And the question is it necessary anymore? So I guess Mr. Meep here, Mr. Mobile Middleware, is Deepak. That's one of his specialties at AT&T. So we'll start off with you, Deepak.
Right. I think that's a very good point, because a lot of enterprises, from what we experience, is that they've built their first app, right? And it's just one single app. They've either built it for one line of business or one functional unit, and then they don't need a middleware platform for that, because basically they've had some in-house resources and some capability with all the connectors to tie into their backend, or it's a pretty standard plug-and-play kind of application. But for that, you probably don't need the middleware platform. But as you start to scale up, right, when you have your first application that's very successful, and other people within the organization or company start to find out that things are working in this way, it's being allowed, and their policy is flexible now, you start getting a lot of demand. And when you have such demand for various applications within the organizations, it makes sense to look at a mobile middleware platform, because it gives you the three components of a platform. Is that it has a studio environment, in case you're building these applications. It has a set of standard connectors which enable you to tie into not just one, but many, many different backends. And also the fact that it has a gateway which enables your messaging, and guarantees the transaction between the mobile device and your backend, and make sure that whatever you're building will actually work, right? So these are the components of it. Mobile for one application, mobile enterprise application platform, MEAP, for one application doesn't make sense, because it's a huge cost investment. But as you start to scale up and have many more applications, absolutely starts to make sense.
I fully agree with that. Especially, the reality is that in most enterprises, you're going to have more than one device that you have to actually deliver that application across. So being able to render onto multiple devices, having not only the SDKs, but the underlying raw services, being able to reuse those services for other applications, rather than go out and build one app then build another app. Using those underlying services repeatedly is obviously a cost savings for your development organization. So.